Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we have another highly requested pressure washer review. So I'm going to be looking at the Westinghouse EPX3050 pressure washer, electric pressure washer. It does state 2050 psi, 1.76 GPM. Now again, those are usually the max numbers that they get, so we're going to test it out today and see exactly what the usable pressure and usable GPM are from this unit. Now Westinghouse is a well-known brand. I've seen some of their generators and things like that at Costco. I've never seen this pressure washer at Costco, but just kind of tells me it's a reliable brand. So we're gonna go ahead and pop this thing open, unbox it, put it together real quickly, and then we'll start testing it out. Okay guys, so we're gonna go ahead and pop this thing open and get it out, see what it comes with, see what kind of pressure washer hose it comes with, see how good that is. And then we'll assemble it. This one's a little bit different than any of the other pressure washers in as far as design goes. It's got like 4 little wheels at the bottom, stands up straight. So interesting, and we'll see how it works. So here we go, right off the bat. Wow, packaging is really, really nice. As you can see, everything's just really, usually it's just kind of an open box and everything's just placed in there. They have cutouts from the foam for each little piece, so that's really nice. Right off the bat, you do get an instruction manual. And as you can see, also inside there you have 2 extra O-rings, which is nice, that they give you some extras there. So we'll go ahead and pop this open, take out this first piece, which is just the wheels, as you can see. Then we do have a metal lance extension, pressure washer hose. We'll test out the hose and see just how strong it is or if it kinks in a second. We have some more, a little bag of more little pieces, probably just your like pressure washer wand holder and things like that. And then you do have your tips. It looks like they give you a soap dispensing nozzle, a 15, a 25, and a 0 degree. So no 40 degree in this one, so keep that in mind. If you do want a 40 degree nozzle, I'll link some down in the description below, ones that I really like. Alrighty, so here is the foam, or sorry, excuse me, the pressure washer wand and extension. So feels okay. It does have the safety mechanism, so you can pop that in up there and so that you cannot pull this. So when you're leaving it around storage, you don't have to worry about that. Your hose connection is at the bottom here. It is metal inside, and then the extension obviously just sits down right in here, and you screw it on. Nice and simple. And then, as always guys, it has a nice quick connect. This should be a 1/4 inch quick connect for all your tips. All right, so moving on, we're gonna go ahead and pull the unit itself out now, and that is it. So we're all unboxed. And here it is. Very nice, small, compact unit. There's cord storage right on the back of it. So we're gonna go ahead and put this thing together really quickly. I don't think it's gonna be much. It looks like, I don't see any screws or anything, so it looks like everything's built to just pop into place, which is nice. I really like that. It makes the assembly easy and really, really fast. So I'm gonna do that really quickly. All right guys, so for assembly, I'm gonna go ahead and put the wheels in first. Just kind of flop it down on the side. It looks pretty simple. These just seem to slide in this direction. Tilt them down this, and this slides right up into the unit right here. Wow, very, very, very easy. I'm always a fan of easy, and this is about the easiest I've ever had. Now some people may be like, well, you know, it's nice on the other pressure washers to have a really big wheel for going over stuff, but with the ratings on this, it's not like you're gonna be working at a big time job site with this. So just around the house, these wheels are great. They spin all the way around, so I have a feeling it's gonna move really, really easily. You could probably even pull it along with your pressure washer wand if you wanted to. All right, so that is all assembled. Now we're just gonna grab the other little plastic pieces that it came with out of the baggie and figure out where these guys go. They actually give you this piece, so the pressure washer wand will fit right through there, and then you can take the extension piece off and it clips in right here. So that's really nice. Now this piece just goes right over here on this side. This is so you can hang your hose. So we'll slide this guy in. Super easy. And then the last one is for the pressure washer wand and the extension to sit in. So that'll go on this side and it just slides right up just like that. And yep, that's perfect. That is it. Oh, let's see if we can get this to snap in a little bit better. There we go. Okay. So there it is, all assembled. Super, super easy, super simple. Let's go over some of the features and then we'll go ahead and test it out. All right guys, so feature number one is your pressure washer hose. Now, this is a 25-foot hose and it uses an M22 by 15 millimeter connection point. That's what's on the pressure washer. So if you're gonna wanna upgrade your hose, which I strongly, strongly recommend, you do need to get an adapter. We'll go over that in a second. Let's go ahead and check out this hose. So first things first, it is pretty stiff, guys. Oops. So as you can see, it's tangling up on me. This is pretty standard though, it's not a big deal. But just go ahead and get this guy unwind. And we'll check out how well it does or does not kink. And it kinks terribly. So that is a tight little pinch. And then it stays in the line if you can see that. So I don't like that because it's gonna cause a friction point in the line and eventually that's gonna blow out. Now this hose is rated to 2610 PSI, but the fact that it is not very pliable, I mean, you just try and do that and it kinked on me right there as well. So not the best hose. It'll get the job done for a little while if you don't wanna spend any extra money and just use this. That's totally fine. However, I do recommend a hose from Uberflex. It's 50 feet long, so you get twice the distance, which is really nice because then you can get around an entire car without having to move the machine. Also a lot easier just to get around the house. And that hose is right here. So again, 50 feet, extremely pliable, and as you can see, like the last one kinked when I was doing this one does not kink. So there you go, it doesn't kink. Now if you get in here really tight, you can get it to fold over on itself, but it's not actually kinking, it's not in the line, it doesn't stay in the line. Really soft, pliable material. It's texturized, but it sticks less than other ones. So as you can see, we can tie a knot and it just goes all the way down nice and tight. So if we were to do that with the other one, which I will do for you right now, just to show you the difference here. So we'll tie a knot in this one. And you see it grabs as it goes, and then it's all kinked up here as well. So the fact that this grabs means if you're working on a car and you're going around, it's gonna grab onto the tires and everything else. This one still, the Uberflex still will as well, but it'll be less. So highly recommend using that. Now, like I said, because the machine is an M22 by 15 millimeter fitting, you need to use an adapter. So basically what it is M22 is this whole outer diameter here and the threads inside. The M22 by 15 or 14 refers to this inner piece here and how big that is. So this is a 14, if I can get it to focus on there for you. And this adapter is a 15. So as you can see, it's a little bit bigger. I mean, just a millimeter bigger. But so what that does is it allows us to screw this into the machine so it fills the hole properly so you're not gonna get any leaks. And then this side of the adapter is an M22 by 14. This one goes right into there. And then everything is nice and snug, no leaks, no problems, and you get an amazing hose that makes your life so much easier. All right guys, so let's talk features of the Westinghouse EPX3050. Again, it is rated at 2050 PSI at 1.76 GPM. 4 wheels right on the bottom make it really easy to tote around, nice and easy. The wheels do spin all the way around, so it makes it nice and simple to move. Right on the top here, you do have your on and off switch. It's just a basic toggle switch. Right on the top of the unit, you do have a handle, so you can grip and carry that around if you'd like. We'll go ahead and come around the other side of the unit. And as you can see, you do have your storage for your wand and the wand extension. Now we flip the unit around, and right on the back, as you can see, you have right away, you have your hook for your cord storage. Now the cord is 35 feet long, and it does have a ground fault interrupt plug on it. Right behind that, you have storage for your nozzles. And you also have the fill spout for your soap tank. Now I never use the soap tank. It's something that I don't recommend, because when you do that, all the soap goes through the entire line of your hose. And then when you want to switch over to clean water, you're dealing with getting all that stuff out of the hose, which I think is just kind of a silly design. So I always recommend using a foam cannon at the end of your pressure washer wand. It gives you way more foam, and it does a better job of dispensing the chemical or soap without contaminating your entire hose. Now on the bottom of the machine here, you do have your standard garden hose connection point. And then back around to the front of the machine, you have your connection point for your pressure hose. Now again, this is an M22 by 15 millimeter connection point. So if you're gonna be running an aftermarket hose, make sure you have the adapter. This just goes straight into there, and then you can connect your M22 by 14 millimeter hose to the adapter. So finally, on the other side of the unit, you do have your storage for your pressure washer hose. One last thing I did want to note is each of the wheels, as I said, they do spin freely, very, very nice, really easy to move around. But the nice feature is they also have locking mechanisms on them. So if you want it to stay in place, you just lock them all down. And I mean, it's still, you know, it'll still pull because it slides, especially on my slippery floor, but it does a good job of holding them in place so that it's not constantly just moving around on you. Okay guys, so we're gonna go ahead and hook this up to our water source now and test it out and see how it works. Test the actual PSI and GPM numbers using a gauge and a measuring system to test those out. And then just so you guys know, I am gonna be testing this using the 50-foot Uberflex hose. It just makes my life easier. And it makes no difference with the PSI and GPM ratings. I've done a whole video on all the different size hoses. It makes no difference on it. You get the same numbers, so no worries there. All right, let's go ahead and check this out. Okay guys, so I've got the unit plugged in. It's hooked up to water, I just have to turn it on. And then I have my 50-foot Uberflex hose running from the machine using the M2215 to M2214 adapter into a quick connect just to make my life easier. At the end of my hose is another quick connect where my pressure washer gauge goes straight into my pressure washer wand. So we are all set. We're gonna be testing this unit using the factory nozzles that it comes with, so we get the accurate reading of what, you know, they use to test it. So we're gonna go ahead and do that now. I'll plug it in. We're gonna start off with the 15. It only comes with a 0, a 15, and a 25. So we'll test the 15 and the 25 and the 0 to see what pressure that gives us, and then we'll go from there. Okay, so first things first, no leaks, so that's good. The water is on. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the trigger and let the water purge out of it. All good. I'm gonna start off with the 0-degree nozzle. All right, so, and just as a reminder guys, the angle of the nozzle doesn't matter. It doesn't change the pressure or GPM. It's the orifice size, or the little hole in the nozzle, that changes that. So we're gonna test them all to make sure that, just to see if they're different, and then we'll know and go from there. So here we go, first one, 0-degree nozzle. I'm gonna turn the machine on. And it does have the total stop system. It sounds good. A little bit of a high pitch, but it sounds good. I will also be doing a decibel reading to see how loud it is in a second. Okay, so here you go guys, first test, 0-degree nozzle, and here we go. So it's producing 1600 PSI. Okay, so the next nozzle is the 15-degree nozzle. Go ahead and plug this one in. Good to go. All right, exactly the same. So we're gonna be getting the same exact gallons per minute rating from the 0-degree and the 15-degree. But as you can see here guys, it's like 1550, 1600 PSI. All right, last but not least, 25-degree nozzle. And here we go. Same exact thing, guys. So the orifice size throughout the entire range of these nozzles is the same. So here we go. Same deal, we're sitting at 1600 PSI. Just for fun, I'm gonna hook up, because I don't know what size, oh, I'm sorry. Perfect, these are actually labeled. So they gave us a 25-degree 020. So that's, technically it's 2 gallons per minute, but I always tell people it as 2 millimeters. And I do that because it makes it a little bit easier. But just because it says 2 gallons per minute doesn't mean we're gonna get 2 gallons per minute out of it. So I'm going to hook up a Ryobi nozzle, a 15-degree nozzle that comes with Ryobi units. They're typically a smaller orifice to see if we can get the pressure up. Okay, so here is the Ryobi nozzle. Good to go ahead and plug this guy in and test it and see if we can get that PSI up. And we most certainly did. We're at 1850 PSI. Yep, 1850. So we'll test the GPM on this one as well, and I will have this link down in the description below if you guys want to be able to get a little more pressure out of this pressure washer. Last but not least, because we were getting 1600 with the 2.0 nozzle orifice, I'm going to switch over to a 3.0 orifice and see what that gets, because that should drop us down. For car detailing, I prefer it around 11 to 1200 PSI. So I think with a 3.0 we should get there. I'm gonna go ahead and test that real quick. All right guys, so here is a 15-degree 3.0 nozzle. So let's go ahead and test this real quickly. So this is putting us just at, just barely over 1000 PSI. So that's totally fine for car detailing, I like that. You just wanna be safe on the paint. So here's your proof. Let me adjust, and here we go. So we'll go ahead and test the factory nozzles, just one of them because they're all the same orifice size, so they're all gonna get the same GPM. We'll test the Ryobi nozzle and we'll test this 3.0 nozzle and see what the GPM rating is on each of these. Okay guys, we're gonna do a noise test really quickly. So I have my decibel meter here. I usually just kind of put it about here, run the machine, and then we get an idea of what it gets. Okay, so we're sitting about 81 to 82 decibels, pretty standard for all these electric pressure washers at that distance from the motor itself. If you get to the tip, it's a little bit louder, about 85 decibels, but we're not gonna test that. It's just the noise of the water coming out of it. So let's go ahead and get over there and test the GPM now. Alrighty guys, so here we are for the gallons per minute test. Grab my pressure washer wand. So basically, as always, if you've seen any of my other videos, we're doing it the exact same way. We have a bucket here. We're gonna run the pressure washer for 1 minute, measure it out, and then we know what gallons per minute it gets. So to be fair, we're gonna start with the factory nozzle. This is the 25-degree, but again, it does not matter. They all got the same PSI. They're all gonna get the same GPM. This is, again, it's a 2.0. So let's go ahead and get this set up and ready to go. Get my timer ready. All right, so we'll get it ready for 1 minute, and here we go. All right guys, so that's 1 minute. Go ahead and spin it around and get the measurement. And we are at just barely over 5 quarts. So We're just a smidge over, so I'm just gonna put it at 5.1 quarts, and that comes to 1.275 gallons per minute with the factory nozzle. So again, guys, factory nozzle, we're getting 1600 PSI at 1.275 GPM. So definitely not the 2000, what's this thing say, 2060 to 2050 PSI, 1.76 GPM. It's not getting that anywhere in the numbers. Let's go ahead and move on. We're gonna move over to the Ryobi nozzle now. Again, I believe we got 1900 PSI with that one. And then finally, we'll do the 3.0 millimeter orifice size nozzle that got just over 1000 PSI and test that one. So right now we're going to the Ryobi. Okay guys, the Ryobi nozzle is in. Now because it's got a higher PSI, I'm expecting a lower GPM. So here we go. Okay, so that one is done, and we're sitting at 4.5 quarts. So we did lose some GPM there. And again, 4.5 quarts is 1.125 GPM. Side note, guys, while I was doing that test, every once in a while it would do a little sputter out, which means that that nozzle, that small orifice, is overworking the machine a little bit. So I wouldn't recommend this nozzle for this machine anyway. But I did want to give you those numbers just to be safe. So now we will move on to the 3.0 nozzle, and then we'll be done. Okay guys, we now have the 15 degree 3.0 nozzle in. So here we go. All right guys, so kind of a surprise here. That significantly increased the GPM. We're up to 6 quarts now. I knew that it would increase it. I just didn't think that it would increase it a full quart from the factory nozzle. So let's see here, 6 quarts. So we are at 1.5 GPM. So we're operating 1000 PSI, just over 1000 PSI at 1.5 GPM. So it's a decent unit. It's nothing amazing. It's just kind of your standard electric pressure washer across the board. If you like the housing of it, the wheels and everything like that, that's a great option. It's built well, and the storage is nice, and it's really compact and really easy to deal with. So I like that side of it. The performance is just sort of okay, but that's it, guys. I hope that helps you. Please make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. It really helps us out so that more people can see these reviews. And yeah, that's it. We'll see you on the next one.